This startup from Punjab has built a 300 crore rupee brand challenging Coca-Cola and Pepsi in India. And there's also this startup from the state that's turning India's stubble burning problem into business with their biofuel. And also these founders who turn their health issues into a business that's helping over 1 lakh people to lose weight sustainably. And these are just a couple of the incredible startups from Punjab that I'll be covering in this video. So without further ado, I'm Caleb Friesen, and this is Startup Subcontinent from Backstage with Millionaires. Let's dive in. We'll begin our journey in Mohali to meet our first startup, Lahori Zeera, and it was founded in 2017 by 3 cousins, Saurabh Munjal, Saurabh Bhutna, and Nikhil Doda. And basically, this company started over a casual evening chat at Nikhil's house. These cousins would often brainstorm business ideas, but none of them really stuck. What did stick though was Nikhil's cooking. One evening, Nikhil whipped up a Zeera drink, and the other two loved it, and that's when the light bulb moment happened. They asked, why don't we actually sell this? And when they looked into it, they realized that 90% of India's aerated beverage market was dominated by Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And so they saw a huge opportunity for a desi drink that would resonate with Indian consumers. And their main ingredient, by the way, rock salt, is also called Lahori salt, and this is what inspired the name of their brand, Lahori Zeera. And so without wasting any time, the cousins set up their factory and launched their flagship product. And to make it accessible, they priced their drinks at just 10 rupees so that it's easy for someone to just grab it while they're shopping. And this plan worked. Customers loved it, they kept coming back, and by FY24, Lahori Zeera was making 312 crore rupees in annual revenue while building a profitable brand from day one. Okay, now let's take a trip over to Punjab's biggest city by population, Ludhiana, to meet our next startup, Recode Studios. And this company was founded by Dheeraj Bansal and Rahul Sachdeva in 2018, and basically they're selling skincare and beauty care products. And initially things were going really well for this company, but then the 2020 lockdowns hit them hard, and so they were stuck with between 5,000 and 7,000 SKUs, and most of these were going to be expiring in 6 to 8 months, and so there was no way to sell them. And so in a desperate effort, they decided to sell their entire inventory at just 1 rupee per unit, which seemed like the end of their business, but it turned out to be a marketing masterstroke. Customers loved, of course, the price point, but also the products, and so they kept coming back even when the prices went up. And by the time they appeared on Shark Tank India Season 2, Recode Studios had closed FY22 with 15 crore rupees in annual sales, and they were already profitable. But despite the sharks being impressed, none of them chose to invest. Some of them found the business to be too expensive at a 100 crore rupee valuation, while others didn't want to back a competitor to their friend's venture, that friend being, of course, Vinita Singh, and her startup being Sugar Cosmetics. And so fast forward to FY23, and Recode Studios had hit 26 crore rupees in revenue, and the last we heard they were on track to close FY24 with 50 crore rupees in revenue. Now, while Recode Studios had to sell their entire inventory for almost free just to survive, this next startup was built to save this craft from dying in Amritsar. Founded in 2019 by Aditya Agarwal, Kirti Goyal, and Gaurav Garg, P-TAL sells handcrafted brass, copper, and bronze kitchenware utensils. And the idea for P-TAL came to the founders when they were still in college, and they discovered this community in Amritsar that was practicing India's only UNESCO-listed intangible cultural heritage craft. But the problem was that this craft was dying. Modern utensils had taken over traditional utensils, and these artisans were earning just 20 rupees per piece. And the situation was so bad that the number of artisans practicing this craft had dropped from 500 to just 30, and UNESCO had considered delisting the craft entirely. And so as college kids, they wanted to do something about this. And so they started P-TAL as a social cause with the initial goal of increasing the artisan's income from 2,000 to 5,000 rupees per month. Today, P-TAL has evolved into a full-blown business, and the founders claim that their products retain 93% of nutrients in food compared to just 13% in modern utensils. And by the time P-TAL appeared on Shark Tank India Season 3, they had already closed FY23 with 3.98 crore rupees in revenue and had raised artisans' average monthly income to 25,000 rupees. And also, P-TAL ended up getting an all-shark deal, getting a commitment of 1 crore rupees for 3.2% equity on the show. Now, while P-TAL was started to save cultural heritage, this next startup from Mohali was started to help people lose weight. Founded by 2 childhood friends, Max Singh and Sahil Bansal, in 2019, Fitelo has built a network of 1,000 health and nutrition coaches who are helping their customers to lose weight and manage their diseases in a sustainable manner. Now, Mac and Sahil had met each other all the way back in 2003 had a gym, and at the time, both of them weighed over 100 kilos. And they tried everything to lose weight, including using medicines and changing their diets, but nothing really worked, and it was always the same cycle. They would lose weight, and then they would gain it back. Now, fast forward to 2019, and these two people reconnected at a friend's place to discuss a startup idea, and while that idea didn't take off, Sahil noticed something different about Mac, which was that he was on an incredible weight loss journey. See, at one point, Mac had weighed 120 kilograms, suffered a ligament injury, and then was bedridden, forcing him to leave his job. And since then, Mac pursued a master's in nutrition in 2015, where he learned the importance of a healthy diet to lose weight sustainably. And so from 2016 to 2019, Mac experimented with building online platforms for nutrition coaches to help others in their weight loss journey. And then finally, in 2019, he and Sahil teamed up to create Fitelo. And today, Fitelo has helped more than 1 lakh customers with an impressive 99.3% success rate. Okay, now let's take a short trip to Rajpura to meet our next startup, A2P Energy, and this company is turning a major environmental problem into a sustainable solution. Founded in 2018 by Sukhmit Singh and Dr. Robert Berry, A2P Energy converts paddy straw, the waste that's left over from rice farming, into biofuel. And the idea for this business came when Sukhmit, who was working at the Indian School of Business's entrepreneurship cell in Mohali, collaborated with Aston University on a project to tackle challenges in Indian agriculture. And that is when he encountered the massive issue of stubble burning, where every year several northern states burn paddy straw, releasing toxic pollutants that make Delhi's winter air 17 times more toxic than WHO's recommended limits. And so that's when Sukhmit partnered with Robert, who was the head of the European Bioenergy Research Institute at the time, to research this problem. And by 2018, Sukhmit had quit his full-time job at ISB and started A2P Energy. By 2019, A2P Energy had started producing biofuel commercially with Pepsi as their first client, and today the company has partnered with over 600 farmers, turning their paddy straw into biofuel that supplied more than 10 clients. Now, speaking of sustainable solutions, this next startup from Bathinda is making electric scooters for the masses. And this company was founded by Pragya Goyal and her paternal uncle Sumit Gupta in 2021. Vegh Automobiles launched their flagship Vegh S60 electric scooter at the EV India Expo 2023, and the S60 was launched at a price point of 1.25 lakh rupees, offering a range of more than 120 kilometers with a top speed of 75 kilometers per hour. The company has said that they want to set up 100 retail stores across 12 states by the end of FY24, and earlier this year, the company announced their entry into the B2B segment with the launch of Drive, which comes with a top speed of 25 kilometers per hour with a range between 120 and 140 kilometers per charge. And Vegh's Drive is expected to be priced at anywhere between 70,000 and 80,000 rupees, and the company expects to generate between 15 and 20% of their revenue from their B2B business. Okay, now let's make our way back to Ludhiana to meet our next startup, JaggerCane. Founded by Navnoor Kaur and Kaushal Singh in 2021, JaggerCane is a D2C snack brand that makes healthier snacks using jaggery to replace refined sugar. Now, while the brand was started in 2021, Navnoor had started looking for healthier options to replace sugar for her diabetic family as far back as 2017. And after researching jaggery and making some snacks at home, she started looking for a manufacturing unit to turn this into a business. And while all of this was happening, Kaushal was running his own jaggery manufacturing unit in Punjab that he had set up in 2016, but he was struggling to keep the business going due to lack of demand for the product in the market. And during one chance encounter in a Punjab Agriculture University Mela, the two met and started JaggerCane. They began selling organic jaggery-based snacks like atta cookies, coconut jaggery, and millet cookies, and today JaggerCane is making 7 crore rupees every single year selling their jaggery-based snacks. Alright, our next startup from Ludhiana is an online sneaker marketplace called Find Your Kicks. Now, when Simardeep Singh, Harshdeep Singh, and Danish Chawla started Find Your Kicks in 2021, it was just an Instagram page. And basically what they were doing here was connecting sneaker resellers directly with buyers, and they were making money by charging a subscription fee from the sellers for listing their products. Now, Find Your Kicks had been in business for just 8 months, and they had brought in revenue of just 26 lakh rupees when they pitched on Shark Tank India's Season 2, but despite the low sales figures, Find Your Kicks managed to get a deal from all 5 sharks, getting a commitment of 50 lakh rupees in exchange for 25% equity, valuing the company at 2 crore rupees. And today, Find Your Kicks isn't just an Instagram page, they have their own website, and while we don't know more details, the company seems to be doing well, and their followers on Instagram have increased from just 40,000 at the time of Shark Tank India Season 2 to 2.4 lakh today. Okay, so while Find Your Kicks is selling sneakers, this next startup from Jalandhar is building a business selling toys. Rohit Khanna had turned his father's traditional toy shop into an online store in 2018, shutting down their toy store for good. And this online store was called Toyshine, and it was doing 45 crore rupees in revenue in FY22 with a healthy profit margin of 15% when Rohit went on Shark Tank India Season 2 to pitch his startup. He was asking for 1.25 crore rupees in exchange for 0.5% equity, valuing the company at 250 crore rupees. And the sharks did appreciate Rohit for building a huge business, but none of them ended up investing in Toyshine because they thought that it was a commoditized business, and Rohit needed to build Toyshine into a brand before competing with giants like Hamleys. Today, according to Rohit's LinkedIn bio, Toyshine has sold more than 7 million products. Okay, now let's head back to Ludhiana for our final startup, Freshleaf Tea. Founded by brother-sister duo Balkirat Singh and Munit Arora in 2022, Freshleaf Tea is a premium tea brand offering traditional and sparkling tea blends. The two siblings launched Freshleaf using 20 lakh rupees of their own savings to build out 21 SKUs, which included 18 varieties of premium tea blends. But to stand out in this crowded market, Freshleaf launched what's called a sparkling tea as well. And currently they offer 2 sparkling teas, lemon ginger and strawberry kiwi. The company claims that their sparkling tea blends offer between 30 and 40% less sugar compared to other carbonated drinks, and Freshleaf Tea has even signed an NDA with their flavor supplier to make sure none of their competitors can get their hands on Freshleaf's flavors. And the company has sold their tea to 2.5 million customers across 40 cities. All right, I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you want to check out the entire playlist where we've covered the startup ecosystems of most of the states in India at this point, there's a couple of states still remaining, a couple of union territories, but generally speaking, we've covered most of the country. You can check that playlist out in the top right corner of your screen. Again, it's called Startup Subcontinent. But either way, I'm Caleb Friesen, and this has been Backstage with Millionaires. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.